Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is George Kingori, and I talk about all things finance, how to grow, how to save, how to invest, and how to repeat. Of course, I am here to motivate, to educate, and to elevate you in your financial well-being. So, welcome. If you're not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe. Somewhere there, like, share, comment, and of course, your likes and comments go a long way in helping me spread this message and to help others become more financially literate and to be able to increase their ability to produce better finances and better income in the future. Thank you so much. So, today we're going to talk about how to stop overspending. Again, this is a problem that I have seen even with my personal interactions with people as regards to money and finances. Talking to various people, I realize that many people who struggle with overspending. Again, when I talk about overspending, I mean buying things that they do not necessarily need, buying things because they feel they want them, buying things because they see them, buying things because they feel they can afford them. So those are the people that I'm talking to. So I'm going to help you think about it and how to go about spending less so that you can have much more income to go towards your investing and your personal net worth growth. So let us go fast and direct. One of the first things that I realize that people overspend on is, of course, on things that they buy by impulse. So you are walking around and you see something, you do not necessarily need it. For example, a shoe, you do not necessarily need it, but you feel the need to have it at that particular time. So one of the tips that I would tell you, as if you are the kind of person who is an impulse shopper, so you buy the latest things that you see on a whim. So one of the easiest ways that you can go about it is to leave your money, your cards, your bank cards at home. Just walk around with what you need for the day. Maybe money for eating if you need to eat out, maybe transport money if you need to pay fare and tickets to where you're going. Just the money that you need for that daily expense. Don't go around walking with money. It is only an incentive to be able to buy these things because you see the money there. One of the other things that you could be able to do, of course, over and above leaving your money and your card at home, ensure that you don't have money in your account in the first place, only the bare minimum that you need to survive and maybe pay your needs, maybe rent and food and a little bit of clothing and things like that, or school fees for your children and things like that. So ensure that you do not have excess money lying around. How do you ensure this? One of the easiest ways that you can be able to do is automate your investments. Make sure that money leaves your account. Set up an instruction with your bank to ensure that money leaves your account as soon as it gets there and is directed to your investments. Ensure that this process is automated. By the time your salary comes, either your employer has deducted you beforehand or your bank, once the money comes in, deducts and sends automatically. This ensures that you do not have excess money above your survival amount in your account, which will tempt you to spend. One of the other things that I usually see is of course, on domestic spending. So when I talk about domestic spending, things like food, I realize that people who overspend on food. From talking with people, I realize some people go and find themselves buying over and above the things that they planned for in terms of food expenses. So how can you go about helping reduce this expense? One of the easiest ways that I learned myself while I was fasting one day and another time I was on my diet is don't go food shopping when hungry. Don't go after watching a YouTube video with some meat, some delicious meat falling out of a bone, and yet you're going shopping to buy vegetables. Of course, you're not going to buy those vegetables. You'll find yourself buying the meat. So if you overspend money while doing food shopping, kindly don't go there while hungry. Go after an empty stomach, and do not watch videos and movies and documentaries of food, delicious food, mouth-watering food, then go shopping. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, some of these foods that are made into delicious, scrumptious meals are a way in which people who sell the expensive food find a way of marketing it into the delicious recipes that you are, of course, tempted to buy. They are there to market their products. That is why they will show you the most expensive cheese, the most expensive cuts of meat, the most things that are quite expensive and luscious. So don't go shopping for food while you are hungry. The other thing that I realize is that people are influenced by others on how they spend. You look at your friends, you look at how they are spending, and you want to be like them. Of course, we are social beings and we desire to be like others. So you find that the group that you're hanging out with influences the way that you spend your money. You find that if the people that you spend most of the time with spend their money on the latest phones, on the latest gadgets, on the nicest, newest furnitures, you will find yourself following the same boat. Why? Because you want to be like them. You want to follow them. That is why we have celebrities, so that people follow them. And the people that you look up to and the people you hang around will influence the way you spend. So if the people that you hang out with you influence you to spend more money, kindly avoid these people. Another thing that I realize is that most of us fall to the whole issue of social pressure. Somebody does something, you feel the need to do much more. Somebody does something else, you find the need to show that you can be able to do even better. You get into that trap of social pressure. You feel the need to do more and become more and show more. This especially goes to the people who live in the suburbs, who live in houses that look uniform. Because you want to be outstanding, you find you spend much more on your gardening, on the flowers, on this and on that, so that you can differentiate yourself. And what happens to the rest of the people? They fall into the trap of the social pressure. So you spend and spend. Why? Because you want to look better, become better, and show others that you're doing better. The other easiest way that you go about reducing your spending is having a budget. My friends, if you do not track your income, if you do not track your expenses, if you do not track where your money goes and how it comes, that is a recipe for disasters. Remember, my friends, there's somebody who said, if you do not plan, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So you cannot say that you are managing your finances and you have not tracked your money through a budget. Have a budget. Figure out how much you have spent as per your budget settings. How much is your variance from what you have decided to spend? That is one of the easiest ways to find out where your money goes. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I would also desire that you take the time to evaluate the things that you do and the places that you go. If you leave your office and go straight home, the chances of you overspending on impulse things are reduced by 90%. But if you take the time, you leave your office and walk about and around and near shopping malls and shopping centers and towns and places and displays and exhibitions, you are going to spend. Why? Because you have seen. Remember, guys, we are visual people. Whatever you see, you desire and you decide to have. So make sure that you spend little time in these places. Make sure that you go straight home. Guys, those are some of the easiest things that you can be able to do to be able to reduce the amount that you spend. Guys, again, the reason I say that you evaluate your numbers is because you'll be able to question these numbers. Am I doing right? Am I spending the right amount of money? Talk to people, speak to people, learn. And I'm not saying any people, the people that you desire, that you see and how they spend their money and how they do their investments. Ask them, is this number sufficient? Is this number appropriate? Am I overspending on this? Have people who are around you to keep you accountable in your finances. Remember, guys, sometimes you might want to hide how much you're spending and how your financial situation is. But if somebody is going to help you to learn and to grow and to be able to see, have people who are around you who are going to hold you accountable. So that when you overspend, they can be able to say, hey, you overspent on this. But people tend to stick to themselves, tend to do their own things. So find a couple of friends that can be able to work with you, that can be able to help you learn how to reduce your spending. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the easiest tips that you can have to be able to cut down on your spending. Again, these are the things that you need to follow. Simple things that are practical, actionable, and can help you achieve the desired results. Again, if you're new on this channel, kindly subscribe, hit the bell icon, like, share, comment, and keep tuned for this and even greater things to come. Thank you.